Hello, and welcome to the Baltic Football Podcast, where we explore everything about the beautiful game across Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. Today, we're joined by an Englishman making his mark in the Virslīga, Wasiri Williams, a 25-year-old defender from London who has taken the unconventional route through the game. After spells that include Welsh club at Swansea City, Dunkeld in Ireland, and Partick Thistle in Scotland, Wasiri arrived in Latvia earlier this year. Now with Daugavpils, Williams has become a key figure in the side, combining resilience at the back with valuable experience from across the UK and Ireland. His arrival has added steel to a team that has shown spirit despite a turbulent campaign, which we'll talk about shortly. We'll be speaking about his journey, life in Daugavpils, the challenges of Latvian football, and his ambitions for the future. So, how's it going, Waz? How's your day been, and how are you finding life in Daugavpils this week with the
It's
changing
going
seasons?
well, going well. We had a good win 2 days ago against I'm gonna forget who it was. Gobina.
Yeah, 3-2.
Uh, yeah, and just been back to training. We got a big game coming up on Sunday as well. So the Latvian League is a lot of games within a short period of time. So it's quite good to just keep bouncing to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah. It's certainly there are spells of high intensity. From a media perspective, it's always difficult covering
Oh, I
so
can
many
imagine.
games in such a clustered period. But yeah.
Imagine.
But it's good for match time, right? You're getting plenty
Oh
of.
yeah, no, it's brilliant. It takes a while to get used to. It took me about probably a month to get used to. But then after that, you're flying really because you every 4 days I think you get a game, so you're literally kind of looking forward to the next. You get fitter as well. Training's a bit shorter. Recovery, just recover, train, bit of shape, and then on to the next game really.
So it's been a really valuable professional experience in terms of match conditioning and frequency of time on the pitch for you.
Yeah, definitely. In terms, especially for like my profile, I actually haven't completed a full season. Wherever I've been, I've always been, the sporadic player or
Been a bit of a journeyman.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like I think I've definitely learned or gained some experience in, nearly finishing a season and also playing so many games back to back, which is definitely good for my match fitness.
Is that quite difficult on your personal life as a result that it's so constant? There's no time to relax. You've got to be on it all the time because you know the
Uh,
game's going to come up.
it's by choice, isn't it? So like I wouldn't say it's quite difficult because it's my choice really. If I wanted to stay in England, if I wanted to stay in Ireland, Scotland, I've spoken to clubs that they were all open to have me come train and have a look at me. I wouldn't say difficult. It's just a lot of adapting really quickly. That's the key factor in it.
So yeah, you've ended up in from a British perspective, a bit of a random location, Daugavpils, Latvia's second largest city. Some interesting places there. It's a crossroads of a specific area in Europe as well. How did the opportunity come about to go to and join the Daugavpils team? And how
There,
much did you know about Latvian football before you arrived?
Honestly, nothing at all. If I'm that's no disrespect to the Latvian football. It just wasn't. It's not really talked about in England. It's not really talked about in Ireland, Wales, or where I've been to before. Um, it just came about as how most opportunities literally come about through just conversations with people, uh, speaking with managers, speaking with agents, and then you know going. I came to Daugavpils for a week to experience it, see how it's like. And then I ended up signing and deciding to stay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so came here for a week and enjoyed it and then decided to sign a contract and yeah and stay here for a year, see how I adapt and get my match fitness up really.
And the city of Daugavpils, how are you finding that? I mean, Latvia in the summer is beautiful, and you're in Latgale, loads of lakes. There's the scenery is quite amazing. Very underpopulated as well, especially I imagine for a London boy who's come from a city of 8, 10 million.
Yeah, yeah, there's not that much people in Daugavpils. That is true for it being the second largest. You don't see that much. You see pretty much the same people every day. Um, and you're right, in summer, I love summer here to be fair. I started fishing which is the most of the Latvians do. Started fishing. The sun's good. It's definitely better than the English weather. The produce over here is definitely better than the English as well. Yeah, it is quite good. I've enjoyed my stay to a certain degree over here, I would say, yeah.
What have you found the challenge has been? Obviously, London is a very multicultural city.
Mm.
Daugavpils, a slightly different alternative. What have been the challenges?
I'll say the main challenge for me is coming from a like you said, London, where there's so many cultures, so many different personalities. To a place like Daugavpils is that they don't get to see many different cultures, different people like me or other cultures, and not all, but most are quite skeptical and quite rude about it, and uh, I think it's a lack of education down to this this city, which can be changed. And I think if people can be more open to it, they'll definitely get a lot more tourists and a lot more players like myself or students like myself come in and enjoying the beautiful city that it is.
Yeah, I guess it is a little bit disconnected due to its geographical location. So talking about, let's move back onto the season. It's been a bit of a roller coaster season, disappointing European game.
Uh,
It was a good hearty performance. Should have had the potential to go through. You scored a goal as well, which was great. But it's been a roller coaster season. How would you sum up your first campaign in the Virslīga and for Daugavpils overall?
I'll say on a personal note, I'll say it's been so far a good season, a season where I've expressed myself and put out some great performances, especially against some big clubs in the league. And I would also say the same for Daugavpils, really. They've only been in this league for 2 seasons. Obviously, they've been here years before, but they've recently kind of promoted, and they've been kind of written off by many pundits and spectators, and to for the second year in a row to be fighting for Europa qualifiers is no easy feat because everyone would be doing it. So yeah, I would say both me and Daugavpils are on the right path to greater things, and bringing in better players and selling better players. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say you've lost some key players this transfer window, but you've managed 3 wins in a row now as well. Losing such big teammates, and they've gone to leagues in Slovakia and Czech Republic and so on. How have you managed? How has the team managed to adapt to these sudden changes? And you won 3-2
Mm.
on the weekend and so on. What's been the ingredients of continuing that form?
You know what? First of all, I want to congratulate both of them because both of them have done amazing things for their families back home and for themselves and for Daugavpils. One of them being I think it was a record fee that Daugavpils ever received. Um, and in terms of adapting, all footballers are. I think one of the main things you're taught when growing up is how do you adapt with mistakes? How do you adapt with being at the top of your game? How do you adapt being at the bottom? And I guess that kind of leads to how do you adapt losing, some of your key players. And it wasn't a thing where we spoke about it and was like, oh, what are we gonna do now? How are we gonna change? Or what are we gonna change? We literally just came in the next day and just all trained hard and got back to it, and obviously certain players had to play different positions and try new things and stuff like that. But it hasn't been a situation of not knowing what we're gonna do or what changes to do. It was just same as usual, really.
So there's a good team spirit. There's a good core of a good group of players that are all continuously motivated and
Yeah, of course. I think because we have such the Virslīga is quite a young league, but because we have such a group of young players in our team, everyone wants to kind of move on to high levels, higher divisions, play for their national teams. So everyone wants the best for each other and for themselves, and the only way you can do that is if the guy next to you is pulling his weight and you're pulling your weight. So yeah, I would say we're definitely a encouraged group of boys.
so
Uh,
a collective ambition.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Nice. So you've played in England, Scotland, you could say Wales, but I'm from Wales, so big up Swansea. But
Uh,
obviously in the English league and Ireland. How would you compare the Virslīga to these different experiences that you've been on? I went to see St Johnstone; they're in the same league as Partick Thistle now, and so on. How would you compare? Would you say it's more? There's a physicality. There's less physicality, more technical. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I would definitely say it's less physical. Uh, just because of the English, Welsh, and Irish league is there's a lot of athletes. You get quite a lot of athletes in those leagues. When in the Latvians are not naturally athletic. Obviously, you get one or two that are
In
quite
what
fast.
sense? What do you mean by athletes?
As in like boys that are like they're fast, they're very strong, and they can play multiple positions. When in Latvia, of course, you get quite a few of them, but there's not as many. And if you do get quite a few of them, they tend to play for the same team, such as Riga or Auda. But I'll say that's a difference. And also another difference is I think the Latvian league is a bit more technical because you get so many so many slower players which tend to be more technical. Also, you also get many foreigners from the Brazilian sides. I think there's a guy from Bolivia or something, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's Bolivian international scored against Brazil
Yeah, yeah.
the other weekend. Yeah.
Meant no disrespect to him, not knowing his name, but yeah, there's quite so you get a mix of the Latvians and the foreigners coming together, and it becomes it's a slow but very technical and tactical game, uh, which I've never experienced before, but it's definitely fun to play in, because you actually get time to think, unlike the Irish, Welsh, and Scottish.
So he did, yeah, yeah, fair enough. Montero for Auda, but he didn't score against Brazil. But
Oh, you didn't,
Bolivia
no?
did beat Brazil, so he was, he started against in that game. So it shows the caliber of the Virslīga, I guess.
Yeah.
And any other like standout things about the Virslīga? And do you feel like have you had to adapt, or has your sort of do you feel you're more of an athletic player compared to?
Yeah, I'll definitely say in the Virslīga, I'm seen as more of an athletic player than technical, and I don't think there's anything really much wrong with that.
You got a good long pass. You got a good bit of vision from time to
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I like to spray some, but I've lost my lamppost up top, which is boo boo. So it's I've got actually
You don't have a target man, so you have to
yeah,
adapt.
I call him the lamppost because he's just so tall. You don't even have to look.
Yeah,
You just
lamppost. Yeah.
stuff out there, but yeah, I would say I'm definitely more athletic than technical, but I've got a bit to as well to.
So you got to adapt to runners, more runners, less headers, I guess. So just in terms of you've had to adapt to different teams, different leagues. You've played for a lot of different clubs. How have you adapted to the Virslīga, and the cultural difference and style of football? Is there anything that you've had to, think about and change the way you operate on the pitch?
Definitely, it's see when I was in those other countries, I was quite younger, so I was a bit naive. But so like I wouldn't really watch the games back and stuff like that. I was just a young pro that was wet behind the ears. But now I'm here. I'm definitely like I watch a lot of the games back. I've realized that in this league, it's a lot of there's not a lot of battles, but if you win those battles, you tend to win the game over in this league. When in England, it doesn't matter. You can win as many battles as you want, but there's always a clear loser at the end of it. But I feel like in this league, like I said, there's not a lot of battles, but if you do win those battles, those individual battles, about five, six of them, it tends to
Well, so just a simple one, defender versus striker, one on one or wingers, fullbacks.
go back.
There's certain
Yeah.
individual players that are individual players with more impact in the Virslīga, would you say is?
Yeah, definitely. For example, take I always butcher his name, Melnis. He played for. He's on loan from Riga.
Yeah, Leapaia, yeah.
No, oh, I got Minion. Sorry, I
Okay,
got
yeah.
two Minions. He's on loan from RFS. Was at Supernova and now signed for Daugavpils. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Take him for example. A player like that, he's so good. with his individual performances. For example, when he was at Supernova, of course, Supernova is a good team, but his performances alone as an individual can carry them to two positions higher than what they would if he wasn't in them. Same with Malnus as well, a player you've mentioned. I think he's definitely a great player and he's got a serious shout for Player of the Year this year because he's had a great year. Uh, if he's in Leipzig, do they get the same chances that they be in the same position, especially if the goals and the goal contributions they have, the individual performances that these players put up definitely key into the team's positions, which is why I
Yeah.
said what I said.
Okay. It's as much about the individual shift and that moment of magic on the pitch in the Virslīga.
Yeah.
In terms of the quickness and the speed, how would you find that if we're looking at a more technical league and what's your opinion of the speed and intensity?
You definitely have more time on the ball in the Latvian league, which is a blessing, but also at the same time can be your downfall because you think, oh, I've got so much time, I can take an extra touch, and then next thing you know, they've set a trap on you to get.
Yeah.
Um, so it depends how you look at it. If
Do you think that was an issue in with the European games this season that there's too much time on the ball sometimes in the Virslīga? Not enough
probably
players
yeah.
closing down quick
I,
enough.
I watched what game I watched? I watched the Riga Europa games, even our games. Uh, we I'll just speak on ours just to be fair. Like
Yeah,
first of all, we wasn't as experienced as the other teams in the
yeah.
competition, but the way we played wasn't how we would play in the league. We adapted. I think all the teams really done that.
You have
They
to adapt. It's everybody wants it in the European qualifiers.
you
There's a
have to
limit
adapt.
for players.
You have to adapt, but at the same time, you've got these plays for a reason because this is how you play. This is
Yeah,
this is your personality, and
yeah,
adapting too much becomes a completely different team. Take Riga for example. What game did they play?
it was Sparta
They
Prague or against the Israeli team.
the Israeli team, for example.
Baita, yeah,
For example, yeah, Riga in terms of attacking football in the way they play, probably the best in the league. Yeah, they're free
yeah,
flowing, they're creative individuals. And
physical.
I watched their first game. By the way, individually as a back line, great 1v1s. As a
Yeah,
back
yeah,
line
yeah.
individually,
Talented individuals, actually. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And then I watched their first game against Israel, and I remember I told one of my teammates, I said, "There's no way I'm watching probably the best team individually play five at the back against a team and against another team, against the Israeli team.
yeah, yeah.
This is a whole different team now. This is not the Riga that I know, or this ain't how
Well,
they're.
they won. They did win. Oh no, it was 2-1 in the end. I think, or was it 3-1? Yeah,
They did end up winning. They did end up winning.
yeah, yeah. Well, they went through. So yeah, yeah,
Through the
yeah,
second leg. But I was just like like it shows you that like it's how they play in the Virslīga to how they played in Europa. It was two completely different. Of course, you have to get the points. You have to, but I was watching a whole different team. I was watching Grimaldo playing left wing back, and I was so confused at that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Well, but I mean, Riga played Beta Jerusalem and won 3-0 at home, but then they went away and lost 3-1.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, but in order for teams to play a completely different football culture and style, you think they should stick to the game plan and not adapt so much to the requirements of beating the opposition.
Like I said, you can adapt, but don't change your whole team to or change
Yeah,
your whole personality. Because I actually enjoy watching certain teams in Virslīga, but when it comes to the Europa game, take Alder for example, the way they played before the Europa games was exciting. The individuals as well. I forgot his name. The captain. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. But like the individual performances of all these players were amazing,
yeah.
and it comes to
Ramires, are you talking about for Riga?
he's got the high top. What his name
For which team? For Riga?
for Alder.
Oh, for Auda. Okay,
And he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
blonde
They've
hair.
changed captains a little bit
Yeah,
recently.
the new captain.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. It'll come. But yeah, yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so like I the way they played before Europa to how they played, and I actually know Larne because I haven't played against them, but they're from Ireland, and I know how Irish teams tend to play.
Yeah.
I genuinely think if I would have played the way they would play against Virslīga teams, uh, to uh, to how they changed or adapted to a Europa game, I think it wouldn't have gone to penalties. It would have been a clear showing of we play slower, but we are better on the ball than you.
Okay, interesting. I've not. It's the first perspective I've heard about adapting. So I mean, it's good to hear your side because it was a disappointing summer, especially last season. You know, RFS they got to the Europa League, beating Ajax, drawing against Galatasaray, and so on. But so, what have you enjoyed most about this league?
I would say for me personally, just the frequent games every 3, 4 days, just back to back games. It's good for any player, young, old, just to keep getting minutes in, keep making good decisions, bad mistakes. Just keep learning. I think that's the highlight of this league for me personally.
Okay. What's been the most challenging teams that you've played against? Who've really stood out for you this season?
I don't want to give anyone that trophy.
Well, okay, your best battle. Did you get, what's been your best sort of striker versus defender battle so far that you felt, God, that was good performance. We, did all right there.
I'll give you like a one that you'd expect and then one that you wouldn't expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Riga, Ramires, me and him
Okay.
always have a good battle, and even the second striker. I'm bad with names in this league.
There's a few.
Um,
Well, they got a couple of strikers, but
the
Regža,
Latvian international.
yeah, Regža probably.
Yeah. Me, always have good battles with them too. I'll say that's what the main one is, and then an unexpected one.
They're quick as well. Ramires is very quick.
Yeah, but I think I've sussed their weakness out now, so I'm looking forward to
Okay.
the next time we play them. So it should be
Yeah,
interesting. And then
nice.
the other one is the Tukum striker, Pulis.
Oh yeah, Pulis. Well, yeah, he's doing well. He's one of the top scorers.
Yeah. See, he's not a striker where like
14 goals, second top scorer alongside Gaia for
yeah, the thing is with him,
Latgale.
he's not a striker that like I actually worry about 1v1 battles,
But
but
then it's
like
just that sudden burst.
and then he'll just get a goal, and then you're like, how has he managed to get in that position? And you watch it back, you're like, oh, fair enough, whatever. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's one of them ones like individual battles. I'm happy to fight with him all day or do compete drills, but then he just always manages to get that goal or that assist that's vital for Tukums.
in terms of like player positions and the Virslīga overall, where are you seeing the weak spots? Where do you see like what areas of the pitch need to be improved in the Virslīga or in terms of like team setups and so on?
I think stadium's a massive part. I think if you can get you know every team playing in a decent stadium, decent sized stadium, it attracts fans.
Yeah,
Team fans attracts players to play better, which is surprising. I learned that as well. Like I remember a player I met, he was like he really likes playing in front of a big crowd,
yeah,
and
of course, yeah,
coming from England, Scott, I've never really like cared about how many people's watching. But
yeah,
some players actually like, oh, there's 2,000, 3,000 here today. I'm gonna run
yeah.
this extra, or do you know what I mean? So I think
It
if
is a motivator because it's the energy that's created within that environment as well.
which I can, yeah, exactly, which I can completely get behind. So I think if they can get if the association or the FA can get a lot of stadiums going because the pitches are good. Like I haven't
The
played on.
pitches are good, yeah, but you've got the contrast of 3G and grass as well.
Mm. I- So the pitches are good. If you get some good stadiums, it'll be better. And I'll probably say get more teams involved uh,
Yeah.
within the league. I think Scotland Championship has the same issue.
Yeah, they're slowly. I mean, they increase the number of teams in the league below the Virslīga. It's starting to. I mean, since I've been here, there's been it's professionally getting there. It's
Mm.
it's improving, season by season, and There's a lot of good players coming through that are going on to bigger teams and so on, and youth development still is a bit iffy as well. But so you're not noticing lack of defensive midfielders, or lack of certain positions that or styles of play that could be seen a little bit more in the Virslīga.
It's quite diverse. I won't lie. Like, Tukums, they're not really gonna try to play through you. They're gonna, aim for the big man, get the seconds. Grobin are the same. Lepa are gonna try to pick you apart. They're very patient. Riga can do it all. They can pick you apart. They can counter. RFS are gonna try. They're all very different. So I wouldn't say the league lacks a style of play because
Yeah, every club has its own personality.
mm,
Awesome. And in terms of your future and so on, what are you hoping for? In terms of what are your hopes for both for Daugavpils and yourself?
we've got a clear goal to get a Europa finish. And for me, I'm at the end of my contract come November, so I'll be away either to a bigger club in Latvia or going back home and working my way again. You know how things works. You
Yeah.
never you
Well, it's
never
been
know.
nice hearing an Englishman in the Virslīga, and I've heard you in games. You've got good command on the pitch, and you've played some nice balls, and you've certainly your positional play's been impressive as well. So
Thank you,
all the
thank you.
best of luck with that, and yeah, see you at some point in Riga, I'm sure. Or I need to go. I need to pop over to the Daugavpils Stadium at some point.
Yeah, you should. You should. We could go fishing after or before
Go
maybe.
fishing. Yeah, yeah. I'm not the most patient for fishing. That's the
Uh,
Awesome. Well, that's it for now. But thanks for everything, and good luck with the remainder of the season. We'll be watching out if you've managed to finish fourth and get into Europe for the second time. That would be quite exciting. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to share, subscribe, comment, and like. And for more features, interviews, visit www.balticfootballnews.com.